Sitar maestro Pandit Ravi Shankar is one of a few contemporary living legends. He has blazed a trail of Indian ragas across the globe for 5 ceaseless, untiring decades. He has been in every sense a pioneer in introducing Indian classical music to the West and responsible for it being understood and respected. Despite all the fame and success, Ravi Shankar has remained controversial in India with unforgiving Puritans because of his association with the Beatles in the 60s and his experimental forays with pop music. That's not all. His personal passions as well have created a stir in the media. He remains an enigma to his detractors, but a demigod for his die-hard admirers. Turning 70 this month, Ravi Shankar met Jyoti Sabarwal, who filed this report.
'70 is the age to retire and reflect, perhaps for lesser mortals. But Ravi Shankar isn't sitting pretty on his royalties. For those with an image of the introspective classical musician, the all-singing, all-dancing Shankar may come as something of a surprise. This passionate, emotional man is fresh from a recent marriage and still open-minded enough to busy himself with experimental music.
Just lately, I'm doing a project with Philip Glass. I'm not playing with him, no. It is just, he wrote 2 pieces, I wrote 2 pieces. So he took my pieces and trying to orchestrate in his way. I'm doing the same. We have just finished the recording in Madras. And I have also experimented a lot of things with jazz musicians, with electronic music, with Japanese musicians. So, you know, this is the other side of me as a composer.
For Ravi Shankar, it's going to be yet another voyage of rediscovery. He's all set to celebrate 50 musical years of concertizing as his single-handed promotion of Indian arts and music on the world stage remains unparalleled.
And I'm proud of that, because otherwise, you know, there were other musicians who didn't care that much, you know. So I think that period was very necessary, and you see the result today.
Even as a child prodigy, Ravi Shankar's initiation into the performing arts was almost congenital, globe-trotting and dancing all the way with the Kathakali troupe of his illustrious brother Uday Shankar.
Being with Dada Uday Shankar from the age of 10 for almost 8 years continuously, and traveling with him, our base was in Paris, so we used to travel all over and come back to Paris. I went to school also there. Anyway, it was natural for me to have both dance and music.
But it is also said that your Guru Khan Sahab had a very attractive daughter, Annapurna, whom you eventually married, who also must have, you know, sort of made you make up your mind more firmly.
That was not the point which made me change my mind or make up my mind. That happened very spontaneously. But it was my sheer attraction for the music itself and for Baba as a great musician and teacher.
What was the awareness of Indian classical arts in Europe, say in 30s and 40s?
In 30s and 40s it was nil, absolutely. It was only my brother's troupe that was the most successful troupe of, I mean, even in comparison with the Russian ballet or any other topmost troupe of Europe or America. But when it came to music alone, they were not being able to understand it or take it, say, 1 hour a lap or, you know, long span. They used to get bored and uneasy.
And then Ravi Shankar struck an incredible chord in 1966, synchronizing an East-West symphony. The Beatles were going through their Indian phase with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and George Harrison became his disciple.
The moment that happened, such a tremendous, you know, hullabaloo all over the world. All of a sudden, you know, I was rediscovered by the young people. It was a very sticky situation. I was trying to tell them that you must share our music in the proper manner because it's a very old traditional music. It has got a lot of spiritual background. It's not rock and roll or pop music where you can, sit with your girlfriend, sip Coca-Cola and smoke hash. And many a times I walked away with my sitar. I couldn't take it.
While on the world stage, Ravi Shankar was creating musical waves with leading composers like Yehudi Menuhin, Zubin Mehta and Philip Glass, back home he was receiving flack from the Puritans for his experimentation with the non-traditional forms.
It was the ignorance of people, because they didn't know what I was doing there. They were just thinking that I was bastardizing my music and commercializing my music, and there was all these rumors going on. But on the other, actually I was doing just the opposite. I'm a purist. But as a composer, I'm not frightened at all to experiment in different things.
A colourful man of varying passions, Ravi Shankar's personal life has always provided spicy copy. Some put it down to his glad eye, while others pass it off as a bohemian lifestyle attributed to artists.
What lifestyle?
Bohemian lifestyle.
Well, I think like the sailors, the musicians, people who travel, they have all the same problem. They can all never have a very happy home life because the time they spend traveling and give so little to their family is the main cause, I suppose.
His British-based wife Sukanya is his latest discovery, and an 8-year-old daughter whom he publicly acknowledged only after marriage. What really accounts for his zest for life?
I don't know about that, but it was something very spontaneous and it has happened and I'm happy. I think I can appreciate this situation much more than I did before. I've been lucky to get a wonderful person as my wife and a little daughter. I think I'll be able to. I'll try my best at least.
Flower is in between your nose and your chin.
Between my nose and
Chin.
I give up.
Tulips.
Tulips. Tulips.
You are learning sitar from your eminent father. Does it worry you that you would be known more as Pandit Ravi Shankar's son, or would you be able to make a mark as Shubho Shankar?
Of course, there will be always comparison, but I would like to make a mark as Shubho Shankar eventually.
You should.
Yes.
My son Shubho is playing the sitar quite well. He had his training from his mother, and I am now training him also. He's touring with me, and I hope he will keep up the tradition. And along with him, I have very luckily got few very good students, disciples I would say, not students, whom I have full faith they'll be carrying along with Shubho in the tradition.
In retrospect, are there any regrets?
Some, but when I weigh it with the blessings that I have had from God and all that I have been given, I don't think I can think of the regret anymore.